a better relationship. So your relationship will have moments where it's bad. Your relationship will have moments where it's sorrowful or maybe even grieveful. But guess what? You got to understand that even in the midst of those moments, that's why communication, trust, and vulnerability are important. You have to be able to share the truth about what you feel. The truth to say, these are things that we need to be trying to do. The truth about these are things that have to be done in order for this to happen. And if you don't literally put those things in place through communication, how can they effectively know or even try to alter or make the changes to make the relationship better? All right. And so I want to take this last few minutes of this lesson on today, and I want to talk about one big word that I'm sure everybody is going to know. Wow, this is one that really I have to deal with. All right. And I want to talk about compromise. Okay, I want to talk about compromise because in any relationship, you are going to have to compromise. You're going to have to be able to say, you know what, I can't always have it my way. All right. And so that may not be easy for some of you, right? That may be hard because guess what? If you are used to being single, right? And then you finally get with somebody and you get in a relationship and then you get married and you may be independent and you may have your own, house, your own car, your own thing. You can come and go as you please. You do what you want to do. Now, all of a sudden, here comes this relationship, this love relationship, and you want to take it to the next level, or you're already married, but you have not learned how to compromise. How many know it's going to take compromise? It's going to take a place of surrender. Wow. In relationships, you got to understand there must be a place of compromise and surrender. You have to take that moment to say, you know what? Oh my goodness, I want to do it this way, but I'm going to give in this time, and I'm going to allow it to be your way. You're going to have to be able to see how to do things in more than one way. And that may not be easy for those of you that are strong-willed, or if you have a dominant personality, then it's not easy to compromise. It's not easy to yield. It's not easy to say, okay, I'm going to, allow you to get, the 3 bedrooms and I want the 4 bedrooms. I'm going to allow you to get the Mercedes, but I really want the truck. And so you got to think about, all of these things that happen in relationships, decisions. And because relationships are based on decisions, then guess what? You have to understand and know that you're going to have to compromise along the way to get to the expected end, right? And so you're going to expect to have a happy relationship. You're going to expect to have a wonderful relationship, a love relationship. You want to be able to be connected with that person, but it takes time to learn that person. It takes time to grow with that person. It takes time to be perfected in the place with that person. And so in order for that to happen, you're going to have to compromise. Find out places that really, it doesn't matter if they don't do this or if they're doing this. And you got to be able to get over those things. Compromise. Know that, maybe they fold the towel to the right and I like it fold to the left. And so, compromise. Maybe they like something higher up and I want it lower. Compromise. Learn how to be able to be willing to say, it doesn't always have to be my way. And so you want to be able to bring a balance in the relationship. And so you want to be able to be selfless, right? Be able to not be selfish. And that's not easy, especially for someone who may be in a relationship at a later stage in age, someone who may have gotten married or got connected into a serious relationship while they're grown. It's not easy. Why? Because you're setting your patterns, you're setting your ways, and now someone is coming in to say that you're going to be in a relationship with them for life. You're going to be married. You're going to be in love with this person. But guess what? You have to learn how to yield, right? And so when I'm compromising, I'm yielding sometimes my wants. I have to yield sometimes my expectations to wait for that person. And so I serve, or we serve one another through compromise, all right? One of the biggest things that you can do in relationships is serve each other through compromise. So learn what's best, right? Learn when it's better to compromise than to have an argument, right? Learn when it's better to just be quiet than to make it, you know what, if it's not my way, it's the highway. That was something that they would say back in the day. So you have to think about, how do I learn to compromise? How do I learn to be selfless? How do I learn how to transition my mind to see how can we meet in the middle, right? And then sometimes it's not even meeting in the middle, because sometimes literally you're just not going to get your way, right? Sometimes you're just not going to be able to get your way, and you have to be comfortable with that and accept the fact that you're not going to just get your way all the time. And so in that and relationship, that's how your relationship grows. And then I want to close with this, because as we're talking about this compromise, I want you to understand that when you compromise, you're making an investment. When you compromise, you're making an investment in your relationship, right? And I'm not talking about compromise to the point of abuse. I'm not talking about compromise to the point where, there's no return. I'm talking about compromising to the point that you're making an investment, and down the line, if you compromise in certain areas, how many know that it's going to come back to you? And that same thing that maybe you compromise, then they're going to compromise in another area, and it's going to bring joy to you. And so you have to understand that when you make investments in your relationship, you make investments in commitment, you make investments in being vulnerable, you make investments in being trustworthy, you make investments, right, to be able to compromise. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to reap a return. You're going to reap a harvest. You're going to begin to see your relationship be balanced. You're going to see your relationship have beauty. You're going to see other people want to emulate what you have. Why? Because you have walked through the stages, and you now understand how to be in the proper positioning and alignment for the fulfillment to come to pass. And so I'm so excited to be able to come to you talking about relationships. Again, some people want to talk about it and may not have all the experience, but I'm here to tell you that I've walked in it, I've been in it, amen, and I understand, like I said, from every aspect, from the highs, the lows. We're going to be talking about all of these different things. We talked about some etiquette things on the last couple classes, but I just felt led that we need to talk about relationships. So we're going to be talking about some different aspects of relationships, love versus lust. We're going to talk about some different areas that need to be spoken about and dealt with to help you be empowered, right? To help you grow, to help you develop, right? We're going to talk about progression. We're going to talk about advancing in our relationship. We're going to talk about learning how to love a difficult spouse. All right, learning how to love a difficult spouse. If your spouse, amen, has had different abusive situations or things that have happened in their lives, right? How to love that difficult spouse. What's going to happen? How you need to nurture them. What you need to walk through them with. Being able to be patient with that person, right? Understanding that some people have gone through terrible things, right? Doesn't make them a terrible person, but you're going to need to endure through some things and love them through it, right? Because how many know that love endures all, love bears all, and then the Bible said that love suffers long, right? So you have to go through and endure some things to have a wonderful, wonderful relationship. So I just want to say to you today, thank you again for tuning into Deborah's Voice. I pray that you guys were blessed by it, and we're continuing to bring to you some awesome, awesome topics, and I know that you're going to continue to be favored and highly blessed, and you're going to enjoy the rest of your day as you go forth. All right. Again, this is your host, Dr. Dewan Jackson. Have a blessed and an awesome, awesome day. Please feel free to share this broadcast with somebody today. And don't forget, order our book, The Misconception of Love and Relationships, for only $15. You can go to our website, DewanJackson.com, click on shop, and get your book today. God bless you.